Greetings, howdy, hey, how we doing everybody? This is the third viewer-requested video I am uploading from the water video. Today's video is the weirdest, but also one of the most fun I had making, trying and rating every flavor of Coca-Cola that I could find. A nice, weird little aside for the channel, hope you enjoy it, and see you next week for the upload of the final viewer-requested video. See you then. You know, when I saw the video suggestion to review every flavor of Coca-Cola, I instantly thought, that one is gonna get a lot of upvotes, isn't it? Aside from a brief soda addiction I had back in high school, I have absolutely zero qualifications or experience in discussing food or beverages in any detailed or critical manner. So we better not waste any time. Let's talk about every flavor of Coca-Cola that I could find at a gas station, grocery store, even a dedicated Coke store. And as you watch this, just remember, this is your fault. Of course, starting out with the classic, original Coca-Cola. Oh, also this was recorded a year ago when my only lighting was my ceiling fan and my hair looked like that because of lockdown. Sorry. That sure tastes like Coke. Something else that came with that brief soda addiction I had is I developed a really strong preference for fountain soda. So canned and bottled, I almost never even drink it anymore because it needs to be fountain or I just don't care. So these are at a bit of an inherent disadvantage because I can't use fountain for this video format, and there's a reason it's probably like the single most drank soft drink in this country, right? It's sweet, but not so sweet that you can't drink the whole bottle. The carbonation makes it so that you have to sip, you can't just chug the whole thing down. It's an effective drink for what it's going for. Then almost just as classic, Diet Coke. But I don't think I've ever been a huge fan of Diet Coke, we'll see. Yeah, I still can't say that I prefer it over regular Coke. You lose a good degree of the raw sweetness that comes with a Coke, and in its place is something I can only describe as a very distinct Coke syrupy flavor to it. Let me check the ingredients on these. Essentially, the main thing that sticks out to me is that you're missing the high fructose corn syrup, so it's just Coke minus sweetness, which I guess some people prefer. I can't say I do. Diet Coke is it's like a C tier for me. I don't know why you would bother. I know it's pitched as like healthier Coke, but we know it's not. We know both of these are going to kill you at 40, they're just going to do it in different ways. So before we get into some of the more interesting flavors and variants that Coke has, we have this little subcategory here of what I would call why bother Coke? Essentially just like healthier or just alternative variants of standard Coke and Diet Coke. First one up is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, which kind of just sounds like Diet Coke to me. Does this have anything overly different from Diet Coke? That definitely doesn't taste the same as Diet Coke. Hold on, let me get these more immediately back to back. I'm not sure I like Zero Sugar that much better than Diet. They're definitely different though. Zero Sugar almost tastes like a more watered down Coke, whereas Diet Coke still absolutely retains the Coke flavor, although it loses a lot of the sweetness, of course. So I think Zero Sugar is going to have to sit in the same C tier. Alright, so these next three are just everything we just had, but the caffeine-free variant, starting with caffeine-free regular Coca-Cola, which as you can see I could only find a 2-liter variant for. And my glasses are a solid 15 feet away from me right now, so we're just gonna dive right in. Immediately enjoy that more than Diet and Zero Sugar. I guess it does lack something of a kick that the original Coke still has over it, but I think that is a tier above the last two we had, so that's a B tier. I've never really noticed that caffeine overly affects my energy levels, so I would never choose it over a regular Coke, but if I did get to a point where I wanted to avoid caffeine, I think I could easily get away with drinking one of those. Now we're on to the caffeine-free Diet Coke. Could be since I just don't drink diet variants of soda very much, I can't notice much of a difference, but I honestly don't see too much of a difference between this and regular Diet Coke. Yeah, literally the only ingredient difference is that Diet Coke, the last ingredient says caffeine, and Diet Coke, caffeine-free, doesn't say that. I don't know if I can get that to appear on camera or not. I'll try. Okay, final lame one we got here, also the last 2-liter I had to go for. caffeine-free Coca-Cola, zero sugar. I think there are genuinely people out there who are like, sorry, I only drink Coke if it's zero sugar, caffeine-free version. Okay, let's get it back to back again. I don't know if I said, the caffeine-free diet is also C tier, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, again, has to stay in the same tier as the original C tier. If you like any of these regular variants, Coke, Diet Coke, Zero Sugar Coke, I think you can transition over to the caffeine-free version relatively pain-free. Okay, that's all the quote-unquote regular Cokes out of the way. Now we can get into the more interesting stuff, which I'm gonna kick things off with another classic, Cherry Coke, which I think I might have actually preferred for a little bit when I was a kid. Now I might have a slightly different opinion on it, but we'll find out. That is exactly how I remember it. It's still excellent. So far, it's my favorite combination Coke flavor. I have a lot of others that I haven't tried yet that we'll see if any can overtake it, but yeah, as a kid I preferred Cherry Coke. I think it feels more sweet than a normal Coke, but that might be because it adds like an extra layer of sweetness, a fruitier sweetness to it. And in many ways is overpowering to the original Coke flavor, and my taste buds can't tolerate sweet things quite as effectively, so these days I prefer normal Coke over Cherry, but Cherry is an absolute classic for a reason. That is another A-tier Coke. And of course, with any classic Coke flavor, you have the zero sugar version. Here's a Coca-Cola Cherry Zero Sugar. A lot of the cherry is kind of muted by that. I'm surprised. I think this might be the biggest notable downgrade between a version of Coke and its zero sugar counterpart. I'm gonna give these drinks way too much credit for a second, but if normal cherry Coke is like Coke mixed with cherries, Coke Cherry Zero Sugar is like you take Coke and you blend it with like a 99-cent cherry lollipop. That goes down to like a B- tier. Do not take zero sugar over Cherry Coke. If you're drinking Cherry Coke, you obviously are after that sweetness. Just go all the way. And now we're on to a flavor that I think I've had before, but just have no memory of it. Vanilla Coke. Yeah, that combination also works very well. I don't think it's quite as harmonious as Cherry. I definitely get a sense that the Coke flavor and the vanilla flavor are competing with each other more than Cherry and Coke are, because vanilla isn't just pure sweetness in the same way that a fruitiness like Cherry is, but it's probably the most unique Coke experience we've had so far. Vanilla anything usually isn't going to be that exciting to me over other flavors, but if you're into vanilla, I could see that being one of the better Cokes out there for you. For me, it's about a B tier, but if you're a vanilla fan, I could see it getting up there a little more. And you know the drill at this point, we are on to Vanilla Coke Zero Sugar. Wait, where? Hold on. I swear I don't taste any vanilla in there. Hold up. Let me drink some water, refresh the palate a bit, maybe I'm missing something. I barely taste any vanilla. Let me look at these ingredients. Okay, the ingredient list is getting less and less helpful as we go along. There's not even... I don't think the word vanilla appears in this ingredient list at all. That's gotta be like our first F-tier Coke, just because I think it utterly fails at being a vanilla Coke variant. One more try. It's hardly there. That is a joke of a vanilla Coke. We had Cherry Coke, we have Vanilla Coke, now we have Cherry Vanilla Coke. Ooh. This might be the first Coke I've had that has a really distinctive aftertaste to it. I'm not sure I'm into this. The cherry and the vanilla, similar to how vanilla competed with just the standard Coke flavor, it's competing even harder with the cherry flavor, and it's leaving an aftertaste that is less than pleasant. I don't think you should ever drink one of these over just a Cherry Coke or a Vanilla Coke. It's like a C tier. This is Orange Vanilla Coke, which for the life of me, I don't think an Orange Coke exists. I couldn't find one, so only Orange Vanilla. I hope the combination works better than the last one. Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does. I think it's a little more tangy, right? Thanks to the orange, and I think tangy is working a lot more with vanilla than overtly sweet is. This is a genuine, valid variant, right? Yeah, I would probably never order this over regular Coke, but just as a unique Coca-Cola experience, that's one of the more successful ones we've had so far. That's what's really challenging about this, right? Like, the cola beverage is so distinctive and refined over time that trying to create anything that, like, adapts or varies that formula without just ruining the intended purpose of being a sugary, sweet, carbonated beverage that's you can sip over a long period of time, not betraying that is really difficult. I think what I'm saying is that it's really hard to make a good Coca-Cola Echo Fighter. So far, most of the time they're turning out to be a Lucina, where they're just the same thing, but boring and worse. But sometimes, orange vanilla, cherry Coke, times like these, you can make a Ken. Coca-Cola is capable of having a Ken sometimes. And that's been a very nice surprise.
Hi there. Future me stepping in real quick here, or current me, I guess. There were some flavors of Coke that I could not find canned or bottled, so I can only get them from the fountain, and they kind of fit into this category of, like, flavored Coke variants we were talking about, and I gotta drink them now, because if I drive them to my apartment, they'll go flat. And that's not a very fair taste test, is it? 6 flavors of Coke that I could not find canned, bottled, or otherwise sold other than fountain. First up, based on this tint, I think we're looking at raspberry Coke. Wow, okay. I am more of a fan of that than I would have expected. Raspberry is a lot more subtle than cherry, but what it also has that cherry doesn't have is that bitingness. Is that what it's called? Bitingness? It fights back a little bit, and that actually helps prevent it from being so overwhelmingly fruity. It actually plays into the subtle bitterness of Coke. This is probably a horrible way to phrase it, but it feels like one of the more sophisticated Cokes I've had so far today. I might be able to sneak this into the bottom of A tier. I really enjoy this. Okay, I don't have these labeled, so we're doing a little bit of guesswork here. This should be lemon Coke? Oh wow, that is absolutely lemon Coke. That is Coke mixed with lemonade. And the lemon is really strong and almost just tastes like carbonated lemonade. That's another really successful pairing. I think when you add a unique element, the tanginess from the orange, the bitiness of the raspberry, and a real citrusiness from the lemon, all of these elements that tend to complement sweeter things like fruit, it complements Coke really well. That's another A tier. I really like that. If I can continue to be on my hot streak here, this should be lime Coke. Now, lime's not usually my favorite whenever it's part of like lime candy is never my favorite candy in the bag. We'll see what it can do. It's not bad. That is not bad at all. I don't know why I would have this over a Sprite. The lime is not as strong as the Sprite. I'd say the lime is overpowering the Coke more than the raspberry or the lemon did. But the lime isn't screaming in your face. I do think it's pairing well with the Coke. This is B tier. All 3 of these were pretty dang successful, I'd say. And now for the back 3. These are actually variants of Diet Coke. And something that I have to mention is that there were Diet Coke, Zero Sugar Coke, and all 3 caffeine-free versions of basically every flavor variant I had tried so far. And I don't really care to go through 5 variants of all of those. I don't think you guys want to take the time to do that. I don't want to take the money to do that. And I can only carry so many drinks coming out of a Wawa. So what I did is I just got the Diet Coke variants of flavors that did not have a normal Coke variant. We actually have 3 types of Diet Coke that came in flavors that you couldn't get in normal Coke. And I'm very interested in that. Next up, this, I believe, is orange Diet Coke, and I was shocked that there wasn't an orange normal Coke because they had orange vanilla. So I'm really happy and excited to try just the straight up orange, because orange vanilla was awesome. So as we've talked about, Coke, Diet Coke, very different experiences, and so what's going to complement them is different as well. And I definitely don't think orange is pairing as well with this as it does normal Coke, and I definitely feel the loss of the vanilla. Coke in general has a degree of bitterness to it, and that gets really accentuated in Diet Coke. And that's probably a reason why some people really prefer Diet, is if you prefer that bitterness. I'm not certain that things like orange or these fruits is going to complement that more bitter side of Diet. Like, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that Diet Coke flavor and the orange flavor. And those are two experiences that go for very different things, and I don't know if they're homogenizing into a single drink super effectively. The orange tastes really watered down too. It tastes diluted. I probably like it more than Diet Coke. I'll get it in B tier, maybe on the lower end. But now we have the two that I'm probably most intrigued by. We had lemon Coke and lime Coke, but Diet has lemon ginger Coke and lime ginger Coke. Or ginger lemon, ginger lime, I forget how they put it. I have no idea what ginger is possibly gonna do to these, but I'm excited. Very interesting. Oh, so yeah. I feel like the lemon, I think this is lemon. I think the lemon was toned down a bit, but I feel like the ginger almost serves as this really tame mediator between what I was talking about earlier. The fruity flavor, the citrusiness of the lemon, and the bitterness of Diet Coke and that cola flavor. It's still very tame. I think all these Diet Coke variants are going to be tame, and that leads to them feeling watered down to me. But while I don't necessarily enjoy that drink more than the orange one, that harmony that the orange one was missing, I feel like this one has. I think it's going to stay in the same B tier, but definitely on the higher end. Bit of an anticlimax saving lime ginger for last, right? Because I'm not a lime guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Holy, it's like the exact opposite. Let me try the regular lime Coke again. Yeah, oh my gosh. There is so much more Coke in the lime Coke. This is so overpowering with lime, and the ginger, honestly, is coming out a lot more too. I never would have guessed that this is Coke. And now, like, when I first talked about Diet Coke, I said that it was a more pure cola experience. The cola is gone, and it's just the bitterness. We've completely swung the pendulum the other way in terms of the Diet Coke experience. I don't like that. I don't know if that worked super well. It's not offensively bad. I'm just really confused. Like, the lime is pronounced like I said, but it's not even watered down so much as it just feels weaker, almost artificial. I'm putting that down in the D tier. I'm wondering if I have any hardcore lime fans that really love the lime variants of Coke. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But that's 6 more variants set up and knocked down, and I'll throw it back to myself from 10 months ago.
So I did have one more category of flavored Cokes I was going to try after that bunch, but to be honest, they terrify me, and I don't want to do them yet. So we're going to do what I didn't know was a thing until I started shopping for these. We're going to try the Coke energy drinks, which scare me a lot less than what's to come later. By all accounts, this should just taste like Coke, right? I don't think you need to alter the flavor too much to give it an energy drink kick. Full disclosure, I don't enjoy energy drinks, period. I tried them when I first went to college to like try and cheat my way to some extra energy. It didn't work out for me. Okay, that is definitely not just normal Coke. Weirdly, this tastes like a Coca-Cola flavored candy. It tastes like, you know, like those gummies that are like in the shape of Coke bottles and they're like supposed to be like soda flavored gummies? That's what this tastes like. It's like somehow you made Coke taste even more artificially sweet. That's impressive in its own right. Nothing's jumping out at me overly in the ingredients. I hate that looking in the ingredients reveals so little about these drinks. It really shows you just the ungodly concoctions of science that these drinks are. I suppose if you're in the market for a Coca-Cola beverage with the intent to get some extra energy out of it, I guess it's like a B tier. It doesn't taste as good as a normal Coke to me. It tastes a lot less pure. But I didn't hate it. If I was forced to, I would rather drink that over like most of the diets or zero sugars we've had so far. Speaking of which, here we have Coca-Cola Energy Zero Sugar. It's muted slightly, but it's like some of the earlier zero sugars, it's mostly comparable to the original. And since the original just tastes so just weirdly artificial and chemically, whatever they have to pull to make it zero sugar isn't really impacting that much, so I guess I can stick that in B tier as well, but on the lower end. Or maybe like C tier, honestly. It does give me some Diet Coke vibes in a way. Ooh. Good one. Now we have Coca-Cola Energy Cherry. Is this just gonna taste like a cherry candy? I wouldn't hate that. Ooh. Not cherry candy. Cherry medicine. Oh boy. I taste way more cherry than I taste Coke. But as someone who's not that knowledgeable about energy drinks, if you want a cherry flavored energy drink, I gotta imagine there's better out there than this. It's like, cherry is there, but you have to fight past the weirdest, like, medicine-y taste and aftertaste to get to it. It's not a pleasant experience. It's like C, maybe even D. What's good is there, but you can't just enjoy the good. It is interwoven with so much not good that just outright compromises it. Alright. Oh, no. One last energy Coke that Coca-Cola Energy Zero Sugar Cherry. It has B vitamins, caffeine, and guarana. All these come with a good helping of guarana, apparently, so if you're in dire need of guarana, I'm glad I can present this option to you. It's supposed to give me energy. I feel so drained right now. The zero sugar one tastes better. What? They must have taken something out that's just getting less in the way of the cherry. Like, it's still not especially remarkable. It's not... I don't think it's up to the tier of just a normal cherry Coke or whatever, but that medicine-y aftertaste is so drastically reduced. It just reminds me how relatively pure regular cherry Coke is in comparison to these things. It still feels like a disgusting laboratory concocted energy drink, but it's easier to enjoy the cherry. The Coke flavor still is like not there at all, but that's honestly up to like a C? Maybe even a B? Like, C tier for taste, B tier if you really want an energy variant of Coke? Okay, we have reached the final 5 that honestly, I've probably been putting off filming this for so long, most specifically because I don't want to drink these. Did you know that there's an entire line of Coca-Cola mixed with coffee? I didn't until I started working on this video. Full disclosure, I'm not a coffee drinker. I really don't enjoy coffee. Be aware of that going into this. Well, that one had the most violent pop so far. I feel threatened. Wow, very low on calories and sugar, comparatively. That's something. Oh, even the smell. There's definitely a strong hint of genuine coffee smell in there, which maybe that's a good thing for you. I didn't mention, this is Coca-Cola with coffee dark blend, which I assume is like the most neutral kind we can start with. Oh god. I mean, it's exactly... It's Coke with coffee. I gotta give it to him. That is precisely what this tastes like. Probably like a 70% coffee and 30% Coke coming through right now. D tier. Just because I need to leave room on the bottom, because now we're going over to Coca-Cola with coffee dark blend. Zero sugar. I'll try to comment going forward on if I think you would like this if you enjoy coffee, but it's not like... I don't sense a lot of harmony between these flavors. Let's smell it first. That coffee smell is almost completely gone, what? Yeah, that coffee smell is gone, which maybe that's a good thing. Significantly muted, I think. Maybe it's just because I can't smell it, but the coffee is significantly, I don't want to say muted, but reduced to a very tolerable degree for someone like me. It's still hanging around a D tier. I would never drink this, but well, I don't know. Is that a good thing? If you enjoy coffee, I guess that would be a downgrade for you because it's less coffee-y. I think the balance between Coke and coffee is better, but what human wants a balance of Coke and coffee in a drink? Was this specifically made for people doing YouTube videos trying Coke flavors just to get a reaction out of us? It's the only thing I could think of. Coke with coffee, vanilla. I think maybe getting an additional flavor in there beyond coffee can do something for me here. These ones pop so violently. Great. Amazing. It's literally, it just has a vanilla flavor in there that cuts me off from having to think about the coffee too much. Wow, I am kind of starting to want to vomit a little bit. It's like 40% coffee, 35% vanilla, and 25% regular Coke. But it's a D tier. I didn't enjoy it. I guess I enjoyed it more than that original dark blend. That's getting scooted down to F tier with now that I have these in comparison. Coke with coffee, 0 sugar, vanilla. Tastes even less like Coke. Why am I missing the taste of Coke? That's not a flavor I should be missing. That's like an F tier. There's so much going on in there and nothing is pronounced at all. It's such a nothing drink. Last one for the day. This one does not have a 0 sugar variant, so we just have to end it on Coca-Cola with coffee caramel. I like caramel. No coffee smell again. Always gotta check whenever I smell one and don't sense a coffee smell if I actually did smell coffee in this one. Oh, the caramel's doing so much less than the vanilla did. I'm just so not a judge. It doesn't change the flavor profile that much in all of these. The most pronounced thing is coffee. And then with the variants, it just introduces something else that I can kinda taste, but I can't really enjoy it over the coffee, and it's not like they're mixing together in a way that alters the flavor experience at all. I don't know if that's how normal coffee works. I don't know if I'm just triggering every coffee connoisseur in my office with the way in my audience with the way I'm describing these. Don't try Coke with coffee. If any coffee drinkers out there have tried Coke with coffee and want to provide your more qualified insights in the comments, that would be amazing. So at the end of all things, I think the best Cokes that I had today were original. It's still #1 for a reason. Cherry Coke, a favorite of my childhood. It's still very understandable why it's so popular today. Probably the other one I want to call out that I was really surprised by, Orange Vanilla Coke, which I don't know if I'll ever have again because I'd probably just prefer a normal Coke, but as far as Coca-Cola Echo Fighters go, I think this is easily the most successful and most enjoyable. The worst were easily Coke with coffee. Cherry Coke Energy was especially upsetting. Where is it? Where the heck is it? Vanilla Coca-Cola 0 sugar. What are you guys doing? Why does this exist? Put vanilla in this, please. But we do still have one final Coke that I need to try while I have all of these guys sitting right here with me. Somehow that's not the worst Coke I've had today. It tastes like Diet Cherry Coffee Coke. I was expecting to end this video on some bombastic note where I drink that and just completely gag my face out and I just end the video on me writhing in pain, but that's not what happened. So thanks for the suggestion, Mies, and everyone that voted for this. This was genuinely really fun and unique for this channel, despite moments of pain. And yeah, I prefer Pepsi.